let's talk about Greenland. For most of history, it's been this vast, remote island pretty much defined by one thing: ice. But that ice, well, it's now vanishing at an astonishing rate. And this great melt isn't just changing a landscape, it's creating a whole new world of opportunity, of crisis, and of global competition, all centered on this one island.
You see, the melting of Greenland's ice sheet is so much more than just an environmental headline. It's a story with really profound consequences for its people, for the global economy, and honestly for the very balance of world power.
So the real story here isn't just about what's being lost. It's about what is emerging from beneath all that ice. And this new reality, it forces us to ask some pretty tough questions. Okay, to really understand what's happening, we first have to grasp the sheer scale of this transformation. The numbers are, frankly, staggering, but they're essential to understanding the story that follows. So, between 1992 and 2015 alone, Greenland lost 3,600 gigatons of ice. And just to put that into perspective, a single gigaton is 1 billion metric tons. This is just an immense amount of frozen water, and it's now flowing directly into our oceans.
And here's the kicker. The melt is accelerating. The rate of ice loss today is 7 times faster than it was back in the 1990s. The pace of this change is picking up, and it's picking up dramatically.
And yes, this has a direct global impact. That meltwater has already added about 10 millimeters to global sea levels. Now, that might not sound like a whole lot, but it's a really significant contribution, and it's a sign of what's to come for coastal communities everywhere.
This immense physical change has created a fundamental paradox. It seems that for every environmental crisis that emerges, a new economic opportunity appears right alongside it.
As the ice recedes, it's basically revealing a geological treasure map. The island is believed to hold these vast, untapped reserves of resources that are crucial to our modern economy. Everything from the rare earth elements we need for our electronics to massive deposits of oil and gas.
And this economic transformation? It's already happening. There's a tourism boom, bringing visitors to witness the melting glaciers. New shipping lanes are opening up through the Arctic, and the potential for mining and hydropower could give Greenland a path toward real economic independence from Denmark for the first time.
But, this new reality is complicated. Even the effort to just study the change is filled with challenges. You've got wildlife, like this polar bear checking out monitoring equipment, adapting in unpredictable ways. It just highlights the delicate balance of operating in this new environment.
All of this leads us to the most important part of the story: the human impact. For the people of Greenland, this transformation isn't some abstract concept. It's their daily, lived reality. You see, when we talk about the people of Greenland, we are overwhelmingly talking about the Inuit. This indigenous group makes up nearly 90% of the population, and their culture is it's inextricably linked to the ice. This quote from a 14-year-old boy really gets to the heart of the cultural crisis. Hunting isn't just about getting food. It's a cornerstone of Inuit identity. It's a rite of passage. It's a way of life. And as the ice gets thinner and more unreliable, that whole tradition is being threatened. The contrast is just stark. You have a culture that's built on generational knowledge and strong community bonds, now facing economic insecurity and increased isolation. For so many young men, that traditional path to manhood, which is rooted in hunting, is simply disappearing.
The consequence is a tragedy. Greenland has the highest suicide rate in the world. This devastating mental health crisis is most acute among young men, the very group most affected by this loss of cultural identity and purpose tied to the traditional hunting lifestyle.
This internal transformation has also turned Greenland into something else entirely: a strategic prize on the world stage. As the Arctic opens up, global powers are taking a new and really intense interest in the island. And this strategic interest from the United States, it's not new. The U.S. has seen Greenland's value for decades, from a purchase offer way back in 1946 to recent declarations about its necessity for national security.
So why is it so critical? Well, a huge part of the answer is something called the GIUK gap. This is a naval choke point that controls access between the Arctic and the Atlantic Ocean. For military planners, control of Greenland means control of this absolutely vital strategic passage.
But the U.S. isn't the only power with Arctic ambitions. China has declared itself a near-Arctic state and is actively investing in what it calls a polar Silk Road.
Its goal is to develop faster shipping routes through the melting Arctic, bypassing those traditional U.S.-controlled sea lanes.
So this is the new geopolitical contest playing out in the Arctic. The U.S. and its allies, they want to secure their military footing and access to critical minerals. China, on the other hand, wants to establish new trade routes and invest in resources, and Greenland sits right in the middle of this 21st century great game.
So we see a land of incredible beauty and immense change, a place of deep, deep tradition confronting a radical future, a nation that's caught between the pressures of a warming planet and the ambitions of global superpowers.
Which leaves us with the final defining question. As the ice continues to melt and Greenland opens up to the rest of the world, will its people be able to chart their own course? Or will their future be shaped by the powerful forces, both climatic and political, that are now converging right on their shores?